Good morning, traders. So how do we trade the Aussie South African top 40 today? So this downtrend is still very much intact, and even though we did get some buyers come in and we ended up with a bit of a pin bar, I'm not so sure that that's going to change anything at this moment. Well, not going into the close of the week. I think the bears are going to be pushing to have a close below the 200 moving average on the week, which is just going to give confirmation that we have a break to the downside. If I look at what's going on the international markets, so the Nasdaq is down 1.5% or 1.4% at the moment. DAX is down, and that's what I find 10 cents. 10 cents down 2.7%, and our good old rand is up at 14.67. So Asia is down, 10 cents is down. There were some bad results that came through on earnings last night, specifically for Google, or Alphabet, and Amazon, and that is driving the markets at the moment. And of course, we are driven by what NASPAS does, and NASPAS is going to gap down today, and probably sink another 1-2% or so today. Anyway, well, probably more, since 10 cents heading to 3% down at the moment. So I think I expect more of the same. I think that's basically what we're going to boil down to. Now, let's just point out a couple of things here. So on the daily, you'll see the reason why I always look for the inside tail. In other words, here's the low tail, but that's not the tail I'm interested in. I'm interested in this tail here. Okay, so we broke below the low here. You can see our price got below, but we fell short of this low. So that is always an indication that I'm expecting us to come back to this level here. And then what I'll do is I'll look for the next inside tail, which is this tail here. And you can see it lines up with this tail here. So that is a fairly good area to look for trades. And then you see I've got these inside tails here, not this low, but the inside tails. And that's another area that I'll look for support. Okay, so that's kind of where we are. None of these levels have been hit. We're grouping outside the Bollinger Band at the moment, and we're also starting to point to the downside and group here. So this is on the weekly. Okay, so this is sort of my long-term view on this. So this is really starting to get to a point where I can expect some form of a base to start happening soon. If we look at the daily, you'll see we had a pretty big engulfing green candle, which is fairly significant. However, it did not happen off a level. It fell short of the level. And that always gives me, it doesn't fill me with much confidence, pretty much, that we have actually bounced off a level. So for me, this is really just a retest of this trend line, or moving average, you can say, and that is what that is. So we're going to end up with a gap down, pretty certain of that, and probably an acceleration into somewhere in this area here. And we'll pick up those levels on the lower time frames. Okay, so 4 hours, you can see you had a 4-hour close above this area here. Again, just another volatile day. So if we look at the hour, you can see we had a massive gap down at 500 points, 540 points down, and then immediately a rally of 1,600 points. Okay, now looking at the hour, this all makes sense because this level here before the gap is your first area of profit taking. Look at how these oscillators are grouping. Look how we stepped out the Bollinger, giving you a warning. So this rally, as strong as it was yesterday, is going to come crashing down today. Okay, now the trick at the moment is to ascertain whether we are going to get a revisit of this breakout. So this was the breakout. Well, actually, that's the breakout. That's my inside tails. There's my low. There's my inside tails. So this is the breakout. So that would be my first area to watch. So we get a gap down, see if we build a base here. then there may be potential for a entry to the upside, and that's going to pretty much be either a head and shoulders or a big cup and handle. Okay, so this is just warning me that we are going to get a move to the downside. So you can see whenever this happens, there, yeah, out the Bollinger crossing apart, out the Bollinger grouping, we have a move to the downside. So I suspect that's exactly what's going to happen. Now, there are a few other warning bells here, and the one is that we did break above this fractional level here, and we've closed above the 2-hourly close. So normally when that happens, you would be long, and if I was trading this on a 5-minute, I'd be long at this level with a stop below this low here. So stop below 43,400 basically. Okay, the challenge at this stage is that is 1,600 points, and of course I don't have appetite for that. So we'll have to wait and see what happens here. So the levels to the downside that I suspect we're still going to tag are 43,975 to 43,785, and at the low end of the scale 43,290. So this bottom area here is very much what I expect we're going to tag. May not be today, maybe tomorrow, but I suspect also what's going to happen is we're going to be dictated to by what the US does at the US Open. Okay, so I think bottom line is I'm not really interested in trading this at the moment. And this was a nice trade to the upside, and I think this hourly bar here would have given you the confirmation that you could trade it to the upside and make quite a few bob here. But it's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that swing setup. So I'm looking for, this has been what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks now. So that's kind of what I'm looking for at the moment. I'm looking for this bottom. We've had a nice trip down on the shorts, and I'm now in a position where I'm looking for a base to form that we can start looking for the longs and start building our position. Okay, so before we close off, let's just get to the ichimoku. Start with the daily. Okay, trend is still very much down, still pointing to the downside. Okay, the weekly is also now pointing very strongly to the downside. So when it does this on the weekly, don't expect a V reversal. It's going to find a base somewhere along the line, and then it'll start moving. You've just got to be patient and wait it out. We'll look at the 4-hour. You can see 4-hour trend is still very much to the downside. And if I look at the 1-hour, trend is to the downside, although we've had a crossover, but we haven't got diversions there, no continuation diversions. We do have continuation diversions from here to here on the 4-hour. Sorry, on the 1-hour. Let's just check if that's on the 4-hour as well. So there's a high, lower high, high, higher high, diversions between the two, and this is continuation diversions, and we are below the cloud, and the Kijinsen and the Tikinsen are also pointing to the downside. This is below price. Chiku span below price. So I would expect another move to the downside. Okay, at least to come and test the previous low here, but potentially break through that low and pick up those weekly levels that are highlighted here. And so that would be that one and that one. Okay, so that's me for today on the Aussie. It may be worth just wait for that first half hour, see what happens. If we end up with, it's going to be a gap down with a red bar in the first half hour. That much I'm pretty sure of. And the question is whether we break below that bar and continue to the downside, or whether we recover. And 10 cents now heading to 3%. So pretty certain we're going to get a gap down, and probably another 700-800 point gap down, and then a bit of a move, then a consolidation down here somewhere, where you can look for some scalps to the upside. Or if you're going to be anything like I'm going to do today, just going to sit quietly on the sideline and wait. I see there's a gap down here as well. So that's going to be, so we've got 43,158, which is the next logical level after this zone. Okay, so that's me for today. To be quite honest, I think I'm probably just going to shut the computer down and continue in my stress-free week of not trading. And we'll pick this up next week to see what happens. Anyway, guys, that's me for today. Hope it helps you somewhat. And I'll catch up with you later. Enjoy your day, enjoy your weekend. Cheers for now.